Welcome to today's class on solving conversion stories. We're going to be focusing on word problems that have to do with converting different units in the metric system. These are multi-step problems. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into our first question. John rode 2 kilometers on his bike. His sister Sally rode 2,500 meters on her bike. How many meters further did Sally ride than John? So this question is asking us how many meters further did Sally ride than John? When we look at this, we see that we have Sally rode 2,500 meters and John rode 2 kilometers. So we are going to need to give our answer in meters, so we need to convert from kilometers to meters. How are those two units related? Well, I know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So what rule can we use to convert from the unit that we have to the unit that we need to solve the problem? We can go, when we're going from 1 to 1,000, we're going to multiply by 10 to the power of 3. So let's go ahead and work this problem out. If I'm going from 2 kilometers times 10 to the power of 3, that is going to give me 2,000 meters. So I know that John went 2,000 meters and Sally, his sister, went 2,500 meters. So what's the difference between 2,000 and 2,500? Well, we could subtract that, and we would see that it is a difference of 500 meters. So Sally rode 500 meters farther than John. Let's take a look at another one. Jessica is measuring 2 line segments. The first line segment is 30 centimeters long. The second line segment is 560 millimeters long. How many millimeters long are the 2 line segments together? So, once again, our question's asking us how many millimeters long it is, these 2 line segments. And we know that one of them is 30 centimeters long, and the other is 560 millimeters. So, we're going from centimeters to millimeters. Okay, and a rule that we could write for that would be, or we know the relationship is that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. So a rule that we could write for that would be times 10 to the first power. Okay, so let's go ahead then and convert that. 30 times 10 equals 300. So if we know that the first one was 300 millimeters long, and the second line segment was 560 millimeters long. When we're putting both of those together, we can add them, and we end up with 860. So the 2 line segments are 860 millimeters long. Let's look at one final question. Philip grew 8 centimeters in 1 year. He is now 1 6/10 meters tall. How many meters tall was he 1 year ago? So this is asking us how many meters he was 1 year ago. All right, so Philip was blank meters tall 1 year ago. Well, we know that he grew 8 centimeters and that he was at one point 1 6/10, and now he is 1 6/10 meters tall. So think about what we did in our first 2 questions. We need to go from centimeters to meters. Sorry, that's an ugly arrow there, guys. 2 meters, all right? And the relationship is 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. So a rule for that would be dividing by 10 to the power of 2. So if I have 8 centimeters, and I divide that by 10 to the power of 2. Think about this. My decimal is going to be right here, and I'm going to move it 2 places. So my answer is going to be 0.08, or 8/100ths of a meter. So he is now 1 6/10 meters tall, and he grew 8/10 of a meter. So if I subtract these two, that will give me my answer. So last year, Philip was 1 52/100ths meters tall. Okay, guys, whenever you work on your assignments today, you're going to have several word problems similar to these. Once again, if you need to come back and review of this information, come back and take a look at it.